imagine that if I have to sing in tune, I should be able to listen carefully. I should be able to reproduce the exact sounds that I hear. I should also remember the lyrics, the words. I should remember the sequences. I should also understand the context in which I'm singing and I'm in the environment. So a lot of things happen at the same time, and it's a beautiful way to start educating a child. Our Vedas are called Shruti. Shruti actually means pitch. Everybody knows what is the meaning of Shruti. It is to have a place of tone in your voice. We can have a low, a high tone, but the very fact that the Vedas, which are so sacred, are called Shruti. And also, even in the Bible, you will find references to the word and to music, and how music plays a very important role in various religions, in all the religions actually. And musical notes, they have a lot of spiritual references in many instances. And music has been part of mankind, humankind, from very ancient times. So art basically is something that is unique to the human being. But of all the art forms, in music, man himself becomes the creator. When you sing, it is not something external. It is your own body becomes a musical instrument. And there's so much focus, there's so much happening internally when you're singing. We often take it for granted. But you can just imagine that if I have to sing in tune, I should be able to listen carefully. I should be able to reproduce the exact sounds that I hear. I should also remember the lyrics, the words. I should remember the sequences. I should also understand the context in which I'm singing and I'm in the environment. So a lot of things happen at the same time, and it's a beautiful way to start educating a child. So this is a picture of our inner ear. The inner ear is called the cochlea. The spiral structure that you see is actually the cochlea. You can see that pointing cochlea. So that is the inner ear. And that inner ear, you will be surprised that from birth, it reaches its full size, in the sense that other organs, they are not fully developed when we are born. They grow. As we grow, they grow. But a few things in our body, we born from the beginning with its full development, and one such is the cochlea, or the inner ear. This itself is a huge indication of how important sound is. Sound is something, noise is different from sound. So sound is something that has been regarded as sacred, and the ear plays a huge role in our capacity to learn more than all other sense organs. Now, what you see here is called the vestibular system. They are the three semicircular canals which are in charge of our capacity to balance. If we have to stand erect, if we have to ride a bicycle, we need this ability to balance, isn't it? So this balancing capacity in us is brought out by this vestibular, these three semicircular canals. Now, can you see that this cochlea is just adjacent to the three semicircular canals at the top? Can you see semicircular canals written? That is the vestibular, and the cochlea is touching that. So if we need to achieve balance, we need a very good ear. We need a very strong cochlea. The two are very closely related. In young age, we don't train, one in isolation with the other. We train them together. It's very important. And music, therefore, is an integral part of early childhood, especially, and even in later years, it's very important. Why is music very important in learning? Number one, it helps concentration and to be present. So when I'm singing a particular note, say if I start with sa, pa, you need to be present to sing along with me. If you have to reproduce the same sound, you need to be present with me, and otherwise it will not match what the sound that I'm producing. So in order to sing with me, you need to be present. I can't be dreamy. And as we all know, in the initial years, children tend to be dreamy, and music is a beautiful way of bringing them slowly, nudging them into being present without shocking them, waking them up with a shock. Very gently, the focus and concentration is brought out without shocking them or without being very stern with them. Music will automatically lure children into being present. And the second is it improves physical health. Now, various studies have been done on the physical body, and even with sick children in hospitals. And they found that when music is being played in hospital wards, patients, they heal faster, they become healthier faster. Now, when a sick patient can become healthier faster, if we are already healthy, if you're not sick, can you imagine that this music is bound to do us good? Do you agree? And the other is that it aids optimum brain development. This is something that is more and more researched, and I want to cite research of one such study done in Munich, where they took two sets of children, and one set received a lot of math lessons. Maths, they were given intense math coaching, and the other group was subjected to more music lessons and fewer math lessons. They also received the same math lessons, but fewer classes and not so intense. They had more music lessons. And at the end of 2 months, they found that the group that received music lessons was able to perform better. Their errors, math calculating errors, were fewer, and they were able to solve the problems faster. So it's a very detailed study on what music can do. It can awaken there are various videos and studies which you can find on the net, where certain parts of the brain, they light up, they wake up when music is played. And the development of the inner ear, I've already spoken about the importance of the inner ear, how it is very important for balance. Balance is something that is an extremely important sense that is required for us throughout life for performing various functions. When I say balance, it's not just physical balance, but even emotional balance. When we don't have the physical balance, then the more subtle nuances of balance, like clarity in thinking, balance in feeling, like you're emotionally balanced, that kind of balance doesn't come about. And so the physical balance is very important. And for that, the inner ear, training the inner ear through music is a very convenient way and an easy way. And the vestibular stimulation, we spoke about it. Sensory integration. I already spoke about sensory integration in a nutshell when I said that when I'm singing and you're singing along with me, you have to remember the lyrics. There's memory happening, and there's a sequence that you need to follow. And very often like when I started the class, I was doing gestures along with my singing. So there's action happening, there's physical movement. I'm sitting here because it's a session on Zoom, but if I were to do a physical class, I would actually physically move while doing the song. And so there would be physical movement as well with the children. And all this together is multi-sensorial learning. And when learning happens this way, it's very deep and it's very effective. And it is complex, and it's not just very simple.